Hello. Once again, I'm gonna try not to be rude. I'm getting a lot of interruption from stalkers next door, next to me, and all the Brazilians that are working towards to interrupt me, make me, and help me not to go through with any videos that I'm making it. Like I said, I'm gonna expose all Brazilians, all Americans, all the people that destroyed my life since I was a. I won't go as when I was a child because that's what Brazilians want. Brazilians wants me to go. They actually push me to go back on time, the time when I was a child, so that they can put themselves into my life as in form of trauma by by trying all types of satanic ways of putting themselves, adding themselves into my life. Right now I'm going through a big war, spiritual war against black people, satanic neighbors, fake family, people that set my life for failure. People that some of those people they didn't know any better, and they include me into a pile of world cyber scams, crimes, money laundering, bank frauds, bunch of stuffs. And as I was growing up, trying to understand life and stuff, being pushed around, being when I was a child, I was bullied in school. I left the school after adult time. I tried to go back to school, but there was always an obstacle. Brazilians always put an obstacle for me not to finish school, so that whenever I tried to socialize in public and stuff, the pretending local church, the pretending Brazilian church could mock me and had reasons to keep on doing what they have done forever, for ages. And only now in my 40s that I'm starting to realize that I was the main aim of so many satanic Brazilians' entire life. Or maybe they're just been washing money since, I heard that they've been washing money since 1986, and they've been procrastinating on politics and all the projects society should have done and should do every day and every month and every year and every week and every day. But they procrastinate by using subjects and aim targets like myself and many others. That's for example, I'm gonna give you a clean example. I never knew why there was so many homeless. I remember when I used to work for FedEx, and I used to cross through a lot of homeless, and I used to wonder a lot why there was so many rich guys. They were rich and they were like wealthy and stuff. They were healthy and stuff, but they chose to live a life in the woods or like hiking, or always being away from the society and the urbanism that I was in. So I always wonder, but my life went by so fast. Brazilians and Americans set up my life so fast. They pushed me around when I was still sleeping on my conscious, and my subconscious was still asleep. Now Brazilians and Americans, I can't say Americans because I lived with Americans for 10 years. I never heard anything. They were like, with me, Americans were amazing. I have nothing to complain about them. Actually, I almost kind of owe my life to them. But I don't know what you do. With Americans, I never experienced what I'm experiencing with Brazilians right now. Brazilians, they're constantly on my personal space, my privacy. They're always sending hidden messages towards my body. My body can feel, and because I don't respond to ghetto and fake churches gatherings and all the fat ass Brazilian ugly, unattractive, satanic witches that are constantly on my personal space. They call up on black people around here, and then they're bringing slavery back, where black people, they have more energy and they have more access to better food and better things because they always walk in tribes and gangs and everything else, and they're always threatened, and they have a sort of a contract with the police because they threaten people and they kill and they murder other people and they do so much stuff, and they walk around doing drugs and selling drugs, and they are the only ones that never get busted. But if guys like me try anything, the police will show. So I guess it's just my color, my hair, my style, my way of being. They keep me away from jobs to have an excuse to say that I'm a vagabond, that I don't work, that I'm this and that. I actually did give up on Brazilian economy and Brazilian stuff because it's fake, it's phony, it's fake and phony. They don't work. They are a bunch of they are like a poverty of satanic people trying to pretend to be society, and they have rich people up in the hills that somehow they get new cars from their family credits. So they waste our time in life in earth by driving their cars up and down. They only work on stores that sells unhealthy things. Everything is unhealthy. The downtown, their city's downtown, it's all poison. It's all full of rats, bad bugs, no good people, low life, thieves, prostitutes, all kind of like worst of the worst of a human being can produce. There is in my city, in the city that I'm stuck in. Right now I'm preparing to leave the city. I'm no longer gonna put up with them. So now, because they know I'm gonna leave, they're threatening me and they're sending black people to threaten me. But the ones there are the ones in charge of manipulating and giving express order to the murders around here. They're usually fat women, unloved women, women that have no idea what life is about, just like satanic fake Christians that they have the church, fake churches protecting them so that they can mock and bully guys, single men. They're getting tired of their husbands, or they just want to bring Babylons into their homes, so they stalk guys like me 24/7. They no longer have, or maybe they never had, I just never noticed, or I never tried. They show no remorse. They have no feelings. They have no principles. They are now living as like they're like completely savages. Probably they are showing different on videos. They are like trying so hard to impress Americans by cars, by cute little videos and stuff, but that's not the reality in Brazil. So I'm gonna carry on here with what I know and what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say because I want to prove it to them that I'm not scared of them. And I said that the next time they would threaten me, I would turn them in, and here I am. So I am from Belo Horizonte, BeloHorizonte, Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais. It's a little hell pothole. You're not missing anything. It's the worst of the place you wanna be now on this world of technology and all the goodies that life and God might provide for a human being. I am in this pothole because I was played off. I was stolen. My life was stolen from me. I was my youth was stolen. My innocence was stolen from me, so that criminals and savages can try to become intellectual somehow by pointing the finger 24/7 and stalking single men and being obnoxious and being satanic and evil witches, trying to learn a little bit of how to create a cozy areas for others or for themselves. So here I am in this place. In 1999, I left this place. I went to the United States. probably this message or maybe this video has been suggested by one of the evil ones so that I can make my image even worse, but I don't care because I trust in God, and I know there is a way for me, there is an exit for me. It's not, I can't go through this detail right now. Maybe in the end of the video. I'm not gonna waste my time on this. But here was, then 1999, people from Goiânia, it's another farmer area. No American will know where it is because it's a bunch of like farmers, people that are just so obnoxious. They're liars, they're thieves. Everything's about pickup trucks. They're trying to become like a white trash, some type of thing. They're not white trash, but white trash people are not bad. They're amazing. I wish I was a part of their families. But when I mean about white trash, I mean like literally rode in the mud with pigs and fuck each other, no matter if they're siblings or not. Have relations with animals and even the mud. They're just like satanic people. These people they set up a way for me to go to the United States. I paid for everything, but they still try to screw me up here, there, everywhere. So this is one place. If you are United States president, and if you would like to know how Brazilians they get like a fake stuff, they do all fake stuff, and they send people to the United States to go over there and rob the banks and get loans of $100,000, and then they cough throughout the world because they get their backs covered by some corrupted police in Brazil. Here I'm telling you, they go to Goiânia or they go to Governador Valadares, and then there's a bunch of satanic, sometimes they're gay, the two Brazilian criminals. They sell like visas, they try to sell green cards and stuff. After we get to the United States, trying to, for example, in my case, I always had like a big crush on Americans. Everything for me was about American, and I loved them so much. I did not do my homework before I went there because I did not know this, how they liked it, how you like it. Now I know. If you ask me, oh, are you doing that? Well, it's so much going on right now. It's like I literally can pick one. I can not even pick up one book. There is a ton of satanic stalkers all over me, and whatever I read, they start posting on the internet, and they overwhelm me by proving that I'm being aimed by satanic Brazilians. What I mean by satanic, it's because they have no principles, they have no education or consideration towards other human being whatsoever. So they're just satanic, evil, nasty, glue stalker crews that they're just no good. And the black ones, they're such a glue that they remind me about slaves back in the day that they used to get a beat all night long. They still would repeat the same mistake. So then when you get to the United States, Brazilians they get together in a gathering of like a cyber scam. When you are in a situation like I was back in the day, I did not know how the thought used to work. I used to think on my own in God. I did not know that all the crimes in the world are being suggested by some fat ass or some satanic prostitute headed somewhere. I did not know that when you are house cleaning Deborah Garcia's house, and then because the world is trying to create cyber scams behind your back, they will suggest you to rob a little piece of a little bit of a pot so that you can get curious and try something, so that they can yap about throughout, because they have no material whatsoever. They have no physical evidence. They have no book about nothing more interested than incriminated man. So with that said, I'm going to continue. Hold on, I'm getting some glass of water. This is not alcohol, by the way, which criminals and satanic witches. That's the only thing they do. It's criticize and gossip. I think it's such a waste of creativity. You could be doing so much with what you call talent. So then Brazilians, they get together. They start with for example, if not me, it's not gonna happen again. But let's pretend there's another of me over there. Many people they put names on guys that are unwaked mentally. They think they're the shit. Like I used to think that I was the shit. I thought I was like, oh my god, I'm like the bomb. I used to walk in place and be like, oh my god, I'm like, oosh, I'm the shizzle manizo of everything, because I wasn't awake. I did not know I could. For example, right now, I could be thinking about the love of my life all the time just by thinking, but she's not responding, so I don't waste my time. It's much better when you get a response. The body feels amazing, but when you're just talking by yourself, it's no good. So it's especially in sex, when you connect with someone that you love. In sex, mentally is much better, but it's not the case right now. For example, right now, back in the day, I did not know those things would be possible, so I did not know. I mean, I knew, but I never used them much. Like I didn't use like people use. Like now that I didn't use this like mental powers like I used before, but I didn't use as much as people live off of it. People live by this code. People they always lie to me. They never use phone. For example, my entire life I use cell phone. I never touched a phone to fix or anything. I always took to a dealer or anything like this. Anything, car, phones and stuff. But when people were studying me to set up future crime cyber against myself, because I did not know that they were going to put the fault on myself. Like they didn't put the fault on myself, but they kind of like use me to it's a balloon. There's no way I can tell this story without offending the custom service women, the little new girls that might be trying to run custom service. Of course, I'm not gonna be cursing at you right now, because not even you know what's going on. You did not know because you were too young back in the day. And now probably you're in a custom service trying to copy women's bad attitudes so that you can get clients. That's not even how things work. That's not even how to run a company or a business. But back in the story, that's how Brazilians used to do. That's how Brazilians do. Once I got there, I struggled with English. Everything. It's my responsibility how I got there and how I worked there. Someone mentored to me to do like fake IDs. I got concerned. I felt like anxious about it, because I thought I want to live here forever. I want to be an American. I want to be around Americans for the rest of my life. I loved everything about them. I loved it. So I felt a little concerned about doing fake IDs. But I needed to start it somehow. My subconscious always spoke to me. My conscious wasn't sleeping, and the bad suggestions that now I can almost confirm that I can almost like say 100% that might be from black people, because they don't shut up. They shout at 24/7 in the street by trying to fish some freak or anyone that might pay attention. Their yappings, Brazilians, for example, in Brazil here, black people, they don't shut up. They don't go try to make a business with anyone else. They stick on in schools. Bull other people, mock everyone. They don't try to do any business. They just waste our time and spend the entire life yapping through the air. Sometimes they're singing, they're obnoxious, they're nasty, they're gay, they're pushy, they're they always confront. It's just like a nightmare. So in the United States, after I did the fake ID, I started my life. I thought to myself, like, I'm not gonna be around these Brazilians, like, not for too long, because I remember a guy in Brazil. My hair is awful. I can't believe my hair is like this. The only guy that used to cut my hair here, it's a mess, guys. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. It's horrible, but I don't care. I'm not gonna kiss anyone anyways. So Brazilians, they're a big organization of a fucking low life, stupid. They're just like, imagine when you have to curse at someone because it's like a type of person. Brazilians. It's not everyone, but 98% maybe. Like there's not many Brazilians that I know. I observe them from distance. Sometimes I look at their Facebook. Sometimes I look at their lives. They might be trying to live life normal, but that's not normal. This is not. If Brazil was fueled by Americans, by now I would be a millionaire. I would have probably like 3 or 4 houses. I would have cars, ladies outside. But because Brazilians set up my life, the way they set up my life is so funny. They kind of like use me as a server of like their feelings and black people's feelings. Whenever black people want to feel anything, they yap on the air, and then a little kid shouts something in the street, or some gay guy passed by, or some drunk guy passed by. They have like a little playground of like feelings and attacks, like verbally to each other. It's a mess. It's so fucking bad. It's horrible. And this is how I feel. I feel like they don't know how to produce feelings. They don't know how to produce love or relationship or anything like this. They just they're watching me, and they used me to go to California, live there, produce all the lifetime I produced, and then they destroyed my life, brought me back. They kind of suggest they've been trying to put me in jail for centuries. Everything Brazilians do is set up and is fake and phony. I remember the first time when they tried to put me in jail, I was 17. There was no way I could go to jail. They always try to put me in jail. It's like satanic, nasty, ghetto, low life people that have not, and it's like life being passing by. There's no police, there's no government, there's no bigger force that can help me or any other. That's like there's poor people that they've been dealing with this for forever, for ages, and there's no bigger force. It's like a black person. He comes from Africa or IT or wherever, and then he goes to São Paulo, and then he goes to outside in the street. He doesn't do shit, just stay outside in the street, out and about, look on his phone, and then he bring his friends, and then he bring his family. All of a sudden, it's like Africa in Brazil. The majority of the Brazilians that run the streets, they're all drug dealers. They're all like no good. They're like low life ghetto little bitches from jails, in and out jails and stuff. They have nothing good to offer. They cross by you in the street, they have to try to start problems with you. They're just like unhuman. They're just not human at all. So this is how they are. And the full Brazilian version, they pass message to each other, which I'm going to go back to the story so that the world can understand. They were like, well, but why? You don't know? Well, like back in the day, like I said, I did not know people were working together mentally. I thought that when I was younger, I thought that no one could read my thought by assuming, and then the rest of society and the world would accept and let a stranger assume my thoughts and act upon it. But they actually do. Brazilians, they assume your thoughts, and then by majority, by gangs, by ganging up on you, they assume, and then they throw that thought there, they assume through your throat, and then you have to deal with it. Many people, by laziness and by lack of knowledge, they end up staying in Brazil for as long as the black people and the ghetto community push them to stay. For example, like right now, me, every time I try to work out, there's always a ghetto guy or a black guy trying to prevent me not to work out. They gang up on me and they start talking shit so that I can either fight them, because there's no way to fight a bunch of guys. You have to kill one of them or more, and then the cops will come, and then I will have to go in jail, and then it's gonna be a mess, because I'm gonna start really killing for sure. One time I go in jail because a piece of shit like this, I'm gonna start killing. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna fucking kill anything that moves in front of me. I'm not gonna stop, never. So that's why I'm so scared right now, because I know I'm capable of killing a bunch of them, a lot of them. And if a cop try to approach me, even though after all the videos I done, all the helps that I asked for the world and everyone, I went to the police station, they procrastinate, they neglect, they pretend I'm not saying. After all that, even the cops I will kill. I'll kill every single one of them. The day when he stopped me and tried to take me to jail, I'm going to shout at him. And if he doesn't understand, I'm going to be just like that movie. There's a movie about this. And they keep on making movies about our reality show. So that's not important. The reason why I'm making this video is because I believe that somehow, anywhere in the world, there must be a judge or a royal police force that are not corrupted, and not take my side, but really look. I understand that there's no one in life has time for anyone, especially for. I try to think like, how am I gonna get help if everyone is so busy? Everyone, it's like, for example, I know Americans, I know America, I know how American website work. It's not this stupid thing. When I go in the YouTube, I wanna die. I go like, how can Brazilians be so stupid and believe the Americans are into this? It's like, I've been an American. I lived American money flow. I know what dealing with websites and real business is all about. I know how Americans get paid by emails, by making websites, by I know how it works. Not even the websites look the same. You go on Facebook, go like, this is not Facebook. It's like, it's a joke, Like Twitter is all about Trump. It's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Trump. It's like, what kind of stupid devil it's you that they just put in there to like be in our face 24/7. You're not even doing politics. Politics is stopped. It's stopped for like 10 years that you keeping me in my house. You all living life and I'm trapped in here. You're not living politics. This is not politics. You're paying a bunch of criminals to stalk other people and just like keep people stuck at home as like jail, prison. And then you feed fake churches as fat as prison. You make all women fat so that we stop being attractive to them. A lot of guys failed. A lot of guys are no longer men. A lot of guys are gay now. A lot of guys cannot. If I did not have that admiration and if I did not like women the way I like, I think I would be gay by now too, because for 10 years I've been abandoned. I look up in life, there's no one I can call for help. There's no one single woman that I can go like, oh, I can look up to you and associate myself to you. And I can't. I cannot. It's like I lived 10 years among people and there is not even one soul that they stand up for me. None. So, but this is what happened. After they made fake IDs on me, they gathered. This is the most important part of Brazilians. They kept communication with Brazilian satanic little girls, because there's a bunch of girls in Brazil. And then they knew they were going to do like, the music industry in Brazil, and they thought to themselves, "Oh, let's pick up that guy because he's disconnected from drugs and from Brazilian crime. Let's make him our puppet." And then that's how Brazilians did. They had their bubbles in San Francisco, California, and then they had their bubbles here in the ghettos and throughout Brazil. Then they observe, they learn my life, they learn about my family, they learn about people. They know every single one. Like when I made a Facebook, like legit, I thought, here I'm in Brazil, let me make a Facebook. I made a legit Facebook. I was going to start interact with them and try to help them to become, teach them English I could be doing this all through through Facebook, teaching English, helping them learn how to be less ridiculous when they try to sell their stupid things, their junks on Facebook. Imagine American is there making a campaign for like trying to get money for a charity from like an important person. Like I used to put like College of Marine and stuff, little beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, stunning women from the United States. You're there trying to get charity from like some important man or some important celebrity that's kind of like feeling good at that time. And then Brazilians, boom, start posting their junks from their backyards, trying to copy a sort of garage sale or something. It's hilarious. And then after so many attacks, I quit Facebook. Also, there's no social life among Brazilians. Now in Brazil, in the United States maybe, but it's like I said, it's not all of them that are in crime. The ones that are in crime, they are either being sent by pretending so-called federal police in Brazil, which a bunch of teenagers graduate early and make fake IDs on special police labs, and then they fool everyone else because they blowed so many banks with like Paraguay bomb stuff, and then they bought real expensive equipment to fake ID and stuff, fake everything, even buy any gun that they desire, to pretend to be police and stuff, and be flying to Miami and among Italians destroying sports cars and quit doing like sports cars contract as like human beings used to do. And instead of that, they just like build restaurants throughout the world, and they just sit their buttholes there and just like play gay, feminine, what they just recently learned how to do, use their minds to stimulate men's bottle. What a discover. That's what they do. But like I said, as I was there, we all know that there's fake IDs everywhere in the world, but this is what Brazilians do. They live off of playing scams. For example, we had Craigslist. Craigslist was amazing. You used to go on Craigslist, you look up a woman, boom, you would get a girlfriend. Now you can use Craigslist anymore. They cut Brazilians to use Craigslist. You can use Craigslist. You know, now it's full of like a Haiti man's. They break into our private lives along with Brazilians. They learn about the love I used to have, because when I was being boycotted on my wedding, my marriage, I did not know, but I start understanding that someone in Samsung or Apple servers, they were looking at my messages because someone was trying to pretend to be my wife. And then one day this guy, he was sending me a bunch of messages as pretending to be her. Then he said something that I'm like, well, she would never say something like this. And then he kind of like, he ended up, was discovered by me. I knew that wasn't her. So after I started confronting him, he never sent me anything anymore. So then I learned that people were copying other people's way of writing, speaking, to make what Brazilians and criminals are doing. They're making a special language for all the subjects that they wanna like trap, kill, and rob from. It's called the Latin, but it's a Latin that it's for criminals only. And then this Latin that combine all the criminal groups and crews and bubbles and people throughout the entire world. They no longer use regular money and do the right thing, which it's gonna make a recession and a crisis throughout the world. Then they start like there's a bunch of ways that they do to not to help the government or regular life to keep on going, because what poor people don't understand is that they don't understand how to produce cozy situation, cozy atmosphere, cozy environments. So when they are around rich people, they are so used to cozy areas and cozy everything, and how to how to create like a good situation, good scenario. They either worship the rich person or person like me that knows, or they start breaking and making everything dirty. It's so hilarious. It's hilarious how different we are. I'm constantly trying to work to better myself. And for example, back in the day, I used to come to my mom's house and I used to paint the entire house because I know how to paint. So I used to paint everything. Once I finished paint, some kid would walk in. They would start bringing kids here in the house. We not even had kids, but then they would start bringing kids. My sister would get pregnant, and then they would start bringing kids just because I painted the house. And then the kid would, and 1 week the entire house was destroyed. I was like, well, that's not very nice. I took like almost a month to finish the entire house, and then 1 day, 2 days, you destroyed everything. So and then I started to investigate. I was like, well, everything I try to fix, there's always someone destroying it, right? For example, I got rushed to get married real quickly with a stranger. I got married with her. I fell in love with her really fast. I could not even learn much about it. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of Brazilians were all around us. And then people, she started problems, started fighting, and then fights start so fast. And then all of a sudden, we got divorced. It's like, I not even saw it passing. It passed by me. It's like everything was a setup. Brazilians create crimes, fake IDs and stuff. They watched me for 10 years. Everywhere I went to bars, restaurants, they were just stalking me, and the internet probably were living off of my unwaked unconscious. And for example, now I'm in South America with a bunch of strangers. There is no business, only stranger gay guys throughout bars hitting on me every time I pass by, because they have no clue how to be. They have no clue how to be. And usually it's an old man. It's like it's hilarious. It's hilarious how it's like things are unfolding for me. It's like they set up such a nasty scenario for me, and it's getting worse, because sometimes even my family now, it's becoming more cynical, and I'm understanding that they knew all along, and I go like, what is, it's like I got some type of like a special life that's like no one. It's like no one's like this. Only me. My entire life was like this. I cannot understand this. I do not believe that this happened to me. But to finish the video, this is what I have for them. I am from California, San Francisco, California. I lived there. There's a bunch of like heading people to Brazil all over. They made designs with people when they take turns with each other. Anywhere I go, if I go to a hotel right now, the police and criminals, they will rent next to just so that they can yap and stalk me. It's everywhere. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna start a different style of life. Brazilians, they're corrupt. The police are corrupted. Majority of them, they are gay. They are they are now trying all they can to push me to to give up. They're pushing me to cry. They're creating scenarios for me to cry. They're creating scenarios for me to be sad. They destroyed my childhood friendships with people that I used to like, that I missed, that I thought I was going to go and be around. They destroyed my life among my family because my family became so corrupted, cynical, and 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 just greedy. They're just greedy. It's like I just cannot even stand be around. It's like I can't stand of being around cynical people and not being able to just say what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. It's just like, am I cynical sometimes? Am I corrupt sometimes? Yeah, we all are. But 24/7, no, I'm not. I don't wake up. I don't wake up in the morning bugging someone else. I don't walk in the street pointing fingers, and I only interact with these nasty people when I see that they're all over me, or when their thought suggestions overwhelmed. They're so overwhelmed that I'm just like, oh, there's no one else here, only me, that it must be with me. And then I respond in a rude way. But it's just so hilarious. It's just not, it's just horrible. But forgetting about a little bit of Brazilian criminals, Brazilians in the United States, that probably they are all a bunch of criminals. I could sit here and tell you so many ways that they do, how they sell furnitures that are not theirs, how they do bank loans and then they take off throughout the United States and they blame someone else, how they sell like Puerto Rico fake IDs so that they can manipulate your future status. I still have a tax number ID. I have documents from the United States. Like, I don't know how my life is gonna turn out to be, because I thought I could call up for help, and then I had a respect towards FBI, CIA, Interpol, like big forces that I defend with my heart. That's one of the reasons why I ran back in the day when I got a phone call, and they were charging Brazilians and some low-life white trash Americans. They were charging $800. They used to call people like me, immigrants, and say, "You give me $800, or I'm gonna call the immigration on you." I had a lawyer. I have an account because I used to pay tax, and I have my tax number ID. Even though I done a fake ID. Let me stop a little bit here. One day my subconscious and we decided to go turn ourselves in. So I went to a police station with my fake ID. Was in California, was in Foster City, where I lived with my wife. I went there to the police station and I told him, I said, I have a fake ID. I went prepared. I thought maybe I even get deported or something. So I went there, I prayed before, I put my knees in the ground, I went there and I said, I couldn't leave with the fake ID anymore. So I went there, it was killing me. So I went there and it was a very nice man. He answered me, he said, I told him I have a fake ID, I can't deal with this anymore. It's killing me. I have to tell someone it's a fake ID. I don't want to do anymore. It's because my life was becoming beautiful and I didn't want to have that burden on me. So then he turned at me. He looked at me. He looked at the ID. Picked it up, looked. It's like, oh, it looks perfect. It looks nice. And then he's like, he gave it back to me. He said, it's none of my business. I was speechless. Then I'm like, what do you mean it's not your business? He's like, well, it's not my business. And then he shut the window, and I'm like, oh my God. I felt happy. I felt like relief. And then I put the ID on my wall, and I went home. And then I never spoke about it anymore and stopped showing around the ID. So and then I went and done a real one. One day I said, I prayed again, and then I took courage, and then I went to the DMV and I made a real ID, which I don't understand why Brazilians they keep on doing what they are doing to me stalking, whispering, trying to incriminate, threaten my life and everything else. Even though I went broke, I didn't bring anything. They set my life for failure. They still chasing me. I don't understand. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do parties, I don't do anything. I haven't done anything. I'm gonna probably, God is gonna bring me to heaven pretty soon because I haven't done any. I don't do nothing. I haven't have a quality time. It's nobody's business, but who cares? So then I went home and then I prayed again. So I went to the MV and I made a real ID. After I made my real ID, I took several tests and then I did my driver's license, the real one. I made a real license. United States, they have my record. I never done anything bad. I had my driver's license. I have my my ID card, which was I think was no donor. I think I put no donor and I think I put donor, or I don't know if I'm a donor or not. But then after I made my driver's license, I started driving for FedEx. I worked for FedEx. They have my record. I worked for RAB Motors. They know me. I was a little time because my stupid friend, I got fired, but I worked there. They have my credit. They have my record. I have friends. I don't like to speak their name because it's not appropriate to bring them into this. But I worked for FedEx. I had a route in Office Depot. I had a route in Corporate Express. After Brazilians got busted from FedEx salesmen by busting a bunch of Brazilian criminals that were involved in routes and stuff, they took our routes and our stuffs too. You know, Brazilian bunch of BS, fake and phony, fake churches. In South San Francisco, California, there is a church there that I used to attempt. It's from Pastor Fernando, another full of shit, fake ass pastor. They start a bunch of bullshit. A friend of mine, they said that he died. First, they said, I took that guy to church. I took him to church. I introduced him to the church because I was trying to put him in the right direction. After he started, because he was drinking too much, he was drinking 6 o'clock in the morning. Then after I took him, I prayed for him. He stopped drinking. He became a brand new man. He was unbelievable different. After he became that way, they said that he was doing whatever, making camera videos in the church, and then the church went on fire. After the church went on fire, they created a bunch of stories so like hard to believe. After the church went on fire because this guy converted, the whole church burned down. They had to move from the church. They separated the church in two, and then this pastor went to different areas. He used to be my friend, but I guess not. I thought he was my friend. Then whatever. Then he started trying to getting his nose in my marriage and stuff. And one day I told him, look, it's none of your business, my marriage. Then I heard that he died. I heard that he died and stuff. And then there's a bunch of stuff happened. It started happening. I lost my route. Then I went to Corporate Express. There was always envy all over me. The guy that used to work with me, the way he used to. But I was too innocent. I would buy a car. I did not know people were feeling envy towards me. I thought they were happy for me. That's why I used to show the car. Oh, I got a car. Now I know that I have to lay low. I did not know, but now, I used to go out in the movies, interact with people. I thought people were like legit. I thought people were like, they were truthful, like towards me when they compliment me, but now I know it's all fake, was all fake. Everything was a scenario, you know. The San Francisco, California was amazing. It was like, we had so many business. We have we had cab, we have limo, we have a bunch of things. But I guess everything was set up because everyone ended up creating a situation towards me. If it was women, they used to create a situation towards me in a movie theater. If was guys, they create pretending situation towards me about FedEx because everyone want a piece of it. If was in renting an apartment and stuff, there was always Brazilian criminals creating little stupid crimes to trying to get landlords money or trying to get some free stuff. Brazilians are just nasty. There's just no way to get life to flow among satanic people like this. They just don't live right. It's like they just, you ride a bike, they want to steal. If you have a clothes, they have to envy and ment about. And the whole track of it doesn't come from them. It's always some black guy in the hills yapping about it or suggesting this type of situation. And like that, it's like he is their gods. Whatever he suggests or yap about, everyone do it. It's like, oh, bug that guy. People obey. People don't. They cannot decide for themselves. 21st century, people can decide for themselves. People not. Someone always own them. For example, right now they're trying to make me feel alone, sad, no money. They keep me away from business, so that someone either from United States or Brazil can try. They may be observing me from distance, or someone is trying to claim myself. You can claim me if you wanna help me as a person. You're like, oh, I feel sorry for this guy. I want to help him. I want to make him get back to the United States, or either get a help or go to some other country and get back on life stuff and try to get back on English conversation, real English conversation that really pay. Maybe take him away from like the ghost that it's all around, you know. But people are trying to claim each other. People are trying to claim other men. It's like, it's not my fault that you're fat. It's not my fault that you are racist against your own kind. It's not my fault. You don't make me racist because you're racist. I never been racist. I spent 10 years. If you look in cameras, you might see how I always treated black people. I never treated them like with racism. I always listen to your music. I used to download music in my iPod and pay for it. $1.99, never owed you anything. Besides, I always had to be like zigzagging you people. I'm not the one in your face. You're the one in my face. There's some like guys that I can admire. They still obnoxious, but I admire them from Kanye West. It's getting better. It's getting better. He's always smiling now. He's like, I had so many plans I was going to suggest. Hell no. I would not say a thing now. To Obama, I was going to help that guy become more like a little better. Hell no. No. So this is the end for those that use information like this to burgle others. I think it's called burgling. It's extortion. You use for extortion. Usually women do this on magazines and against celebrities. I don't know if you're gonna get anything from Brazilians because they're all broke, fake and phony, especially the ones in the United States. The one is in the United States, I can say, I don't like to say names. Here's a message for them. There's a friend of mine, he's a very good friend of mine. His name is Stuka. Now I'm realizing that there is Brazilians here that are trying to clone him there. I particularly never had problems with him. He always my friend. I feel he's a dear to me. He's like nice to me. I like him. I truly like him. I never had one complaint about him whatsoever. Not him. He's kind of like the main guy. If I need contact and say like I want to contact and stuff, I try to look for him because he know a lot of people. And if you need credit, you have to have contact. So if I need, I would go to him. With him, my at least I think with me and him we are clean. There was another guy. We used to call him Lele. He knows a lot of people. If I need contact, I go to him. He went a little crazy after a while, after become too old and stuff. But we used to be friends. We used to go out, have dinners, have wine together, go out to clubs and stuff. We used to work in FedEx together. Always trying to be better and all on top and stuff. I never felt, because actually I don't speak with none of those guys mentally like they might speak to each other. I always been alone, like I said. I always only spoke to God. Not because I did not trust, which I don't trust none of them, no man whatsoever. I don't trust my father, to tell you the truth. I have a reason why, he abandoned us, but abandoned me, never called me. He's not interested on me, so why should I think about it? I think of God because God gives me signs and exits and doors, open doors for me, show me stuff. Besides that, he abandoned me. I've been abandoned for about 20 years now. God haven't showed anything to me. It's just abandoned me. Maybe it's the end of the road for me. I'd see it. I'm just 40 years old. I'm already scared of dying and stuff. Also because I'm surrounded by ghetto and everywhere. There's no way to be scared too much. But I know ghetto, they scare you so that you can feel weak and stop working out and then get sick faster and just die faster. Because they're just ghetto, they use your youth to learn from you what your ideals of life. By stealing your ideals from life, by sending black people to ask you questions, to dig your preferences, to dig your favorite color, how you like women, how would you do with women, how you do everything. That's how they're gonna build your future. That's how they're gonna build your walking. That's how black people do. They are trying to be gods, and by that, they are studying children. They're trying to buy everything, just like Jewish. They're trying to buy everything to limit other people. There will be a day that people won't be able to buy anything. People will be just slave again. Why? Because our ancestors, they did not prepare. For example, if you hear that our ancestors, our fathers, grandfathers and stuff, our ancestors, they were they were like blocked. They were blocked. Anyone that you see that is fat and you see that the guy is stuck, be like, oh, you're so lazy, you're fat and stuff. He's not lazy, he's not stuck. Some black guys is threatening him, or some gang is threatening him not to be better. You think if you want to be better, he wouldn't be better? He would be better. You think if our mothers, our fathers, our parents, our grandparents, they all get threatened by criminals, they all get threatened by others not to expand their families to be better and bigger and better everyone else around, because somehow darkness, black people, and poverty, they are more evil. Therefore, evil will always work only towards dirt, dirty stuff, sex, Babylon. They work on your principles. After they destroy your principles, they try to break your principles one by one. When you're a child, you don't know what principle is. You don't know why you should keep your principles. You don't know. A guy in school start forcing you, start flirting with you, start passing, harassing you all the time. You don't know how to control. There's like, oh, give it to me. What? He doesn't know what to give. Usually like South American low life, more poverty areas, there's more numbers of homosexual towards kids, because kids, they don't get any assistance from their families. Their families don't help them anything. They don't push them to become better, or to read a book, or to go to bed earlier. Therefore, they will be in the street all the time, and then it will be easier for black people to fuck little kids then if you're in the United States, for example, I dare you to do the things you do here, like black people do things here in Brazil, and all the ghetto, the playgrounds that they have here in the United States. I dare you. But it's like this. It's like if you get in my age, this healthy, you're lucky. You're lucky. I remember that when Brazilians start trying to stop me from going in the gym, I always worked out all my life, and they always worked on something on me, or either my food, or my work, or my schools, and I never understood because I was always alone. Now I'm getting a grip of it. But recently I was cleaning a gym to go to gym because I couldn't pay for it. So I told the guy I'm gonna clean the gym and then I'm gonna start working out and maybe taking some jiu-jitsu classes again because I want to get back. As soon as I start doing this, working out and start, a bunch of black guys start showing up, big guys, buff and stuff. Then they start talking shit around me and pushing me around and boom. Then there was a problem. We start having problems. Stuff. They always do this because they don't want you to work out. They don't want you to be better. They don't want anything. They're just gay. They're just fucking gay. They're just so fucking gay. They don't want to kill you. They don't want to. They just want you to fuck them, and they just be in your face all the time. They are always. If you go ride a bike, they're there. If you anything you do, they're just like nasty, obnoxious, just like very unpleasant people to be around. Black people are. So, but you're racist. I'm not racist. There's a lot of Brazilians that are not blacks, but they're taking this black people way of living and the strategy of blocking others. The word is why do they do this? Why? I tell you why. Because they like I said, when you're young, they live life when you're young around you because you don't have the mentality as a adult have. When you get adult like I am right now, for example, like right now, everything's transformed. Brazilians, they no longer do the games and plays that they used to do anymore. They don't exchange gifts anymore. They don't help each other anymore. They don't tell each other any news about real news that real going on. They don't help each other with jobs and stuff like this. They help only families and stuff. They're closing up in Brazil. When you say club, you're referring to an area that we used to have a club. We used to have a bunch of swimming pools that people used to go and swim and stuff. Because Brazilians, white Brazilians and black people they fought a war. I wasn't in this war. I never saw, I never noticed. But there was always a war going on between, still, throughout the world, blacks and white people. So Brazilian black people mission is to either take away all the things from us, the white collars, clear colored than blacks, or soft colored than blacks. They're either taking things from us, women from us, or they're breaking up everything. So everything is either destroyed, like a ghetto, beat up place, or they're taking over. So therefore, if you're out there and if you're hearing this, understand. But why you? Well, deep down in my heart, I feel sorry for many little kids that, if you say why you sorry, I feel sorry because sometimes I cross you. Oh, I don't speak English. That's your problem. Go get a translator and understand what I'm saying. I'm saying English because I'm talking to Americans, but I know because the gossip, it's more stronger now. Instantly, they're translating to your thoughts. They're translating to you, which, what I said in the beginning of the video, we should not let the machines take over what's faster than our thoughts. Our thoughts should win all this. Our principles should win evil. We should win evil. For example, when I watch news from United States, all those ugly cougars trying to take over United States presidency by mocking President Obama or trying to put him down, talking bad stuff about him. You're just a bunch of cougars. You're just a bunch of ugly cougars that create situations so that you can mock other men. You don't even know how life is supposed to be. You a joke. And President Trump, you always in people's face. I don't think you're a president. You shouldn't lower yourself this much. And Americans fake news, I think you just start thinking about what product are you really talking about.